Luke chapter 15 tells the story of the prodigal son. He took off to a faraway place, lived among pigs, and eating the food meant for pigs. You can just imagine how filthy and stinky he must have been. But when he made his way back to his father's home, did he take a bath and put on some good clothes? Not exactly. He returned home with dirty hands and feet. However, his father, through his servant, washed him, dressed him new clothes, put on his shoes, and even gave him a ring, and he held a welcoming party for him. Therefore, when you meet God just as we are, we truly experience God. However, we often desire that God would praise us when we try to live a perfect and pure life. Remember, praise and grace are totally different. For those who work, they will get their paycheck as a reward. But truly blessed are those who are considered righteous without working. So we should receive grace from God, not strive for praise by trying to do something good. We need to come to God just as we are and receive His grace. With that grace, we can come to other people just as we are. When you look at me, what I do during Sunday services, you will notice I hardly ever wear a tie. Sometimes I'm in jeans and other times I'm in my regular everyday clothes. The reason for that is because I once considered what it would be like if I dressed like a pastor. Not everyone can swing that. Some people are poor, can't afford to dress up. So that's why I made that decision. Our church embraces a variety of appearances and values the importance of grace. What matters more is how the Holy Spirit flows within us in our church life rather than our looks. Church should be a place where diverse people come together. It should be a place where people who had a tough time and those who have faced failures can openly share. Everyone should feel welcome in the church. I go to Seoul once a month to have a seminar. And I don't wear a suit then. Instead, I wear t-shirts and shirts or whatever I feel comfortable in. Some people have mentioned that they don't recognize who the pastor is, so I've considered what to wear. But wearing a suit just didn't fit with me, because I felt that my outward appearance and who I am inside are too different. When I got dressed like a pastor, it made it feel too different from others, creating a sense of distance. It felt like putting a barrier between me and them, like I'm a pastor and a servant of God, and they are just believers. For about a year later, I finally realized that wearing a suit to the ministry wasn't a big deal. That's how I ended up starting a new church. If you are going to accommodate well to the people, you have to look stylish and make your church stylish, and that people like it and are willing to come. But our church, even with the entrance of the building, it isn't very clean. Our church is in a regular commercial building, and because of that, those well-off individuals don't come to our church. Honestly, it's better that way. Nevertheless, people like me have a reason for coming to church. It's a gathering of the deeply vulnerable and broken, where we console each other. If we come together like this, it will be a help to those who are lost or struggling. This is precisely why Jesus came and lived with the prostitutes, children, and sinners. Jesus was a friend to sinners, and he lived with them. That's why Jesus faced criticism. So, when you stand in the same place as those who are struggling or sick, we can understand their hearts and become their friends.